Good morning, it is day 166. Hey, wow, yeah, I enjoyed yesterday. Just a good solid day. I was surprised I did as much distance as I did. I did 28 miles, which given the terrain and the hills is pretty good. So yeah, a lot of the day. Actually, there weren't too many hills yesterday. There's a lot on the sides of the hills. It was in the open a lot more on there, so I was getting some really neat views. Oh, wow, look at the size of this tree. Huge. Yeah, so the views were, oh wow, absolutely loving it. Very alpine. Rugged mountains. Glacier Peak was great. In the afternoon the clouds came in, so the peak got covered. I was worried it was going to rain for a while. The clouds are looking really dark grey, but there was no rain, and where I was there was no mist, but I could see the mist above me. Yeah, and dropped down to this really barren valley, and then dropped down into the lush valley. So walking along the valley for quite a while at the end of the day. Yeah, body felt pretty good. Knees are a little achy at times. I think it's just all the steep down hills. I kicked a rock into myself. It was a little tender last night, but feels fine walking. Hasn't bruised up. So seems to have come through unscathed. Now today is the day of big hills. I had a look at the elevation map, and you know, 2,000 to 3,000 foot hills, and it's just constant. There's no rest in between. It's up and down, up and down. So yeah, might be a physically tiring day. And for some reason I slept in this morning. Didn't hear my alarms go off. Really early, probably about, I didn't look at my watch, but judging by the light, probably around 5 o'clock. I heard the two people in the tent. They arrived late-ish last night, as it was getting dark. But I heard them very early in the morning. Just the clink of the tent poles. I think just as they're packing their tent up. They're very quiet. I wonder, it's probably the same couple that I camped with last night. So while I walk faster than them, they do a lot longer hours than I do. But very considerate as they come in and out. Yeah, so today, ups and downs, ups and downs. I think the weather's cleared. This is very thick trees that I'm in, so it's hard to see, but I think the weather's cleared, so I should have a lovely morning again. Just come out of the forest, and yep, looks like a stunning day. Woo! Alright, sounds like a river crossing ahead. Alright, rock hopping across. Area of obstacle courses going under and over these fallen trees and avoiding the bits of water. Whew. because it was such a beautiful smooth path before this little section. Ah, here we go. Back to the gorgeous path again. Seems like that rock's all by itself. It's been all dirt and then this big rock. So just dropping down to cross this river. Once across the river, then there's a 1800 foot climb over 3 miles. So relatively gentle. Very lush vegetation by the river. Oh, and it's wet too. Yuck. Yeah. Emerge from the jungle section. It's pretty cool. And that's an interesting bridge. Oh dear. That would have been scary being on that when it went down. Still looks sturdy enough to use. This gradient's a bit steeper than I was expecting. Wow. The gradient has eased off to a more normal gradient for a hill climb for PCT now. So I'm not gasping for breath like I was. Getting a few clear patches. Two guys, look like through hikers heading south, told me that there's a whole lot of bears up ahead. They said they've seen 3 already this morning. So, be nice if I can see them. I still think this is just a conspiracy. I think there are no bears in this state. And the people I've seen so far that have told me they're bears, they're all just paid actors. Paid by the Washington Tourist Board just to make people think there are bears in this state. So if I see them with my own eyes, then I'll believe it. Till then, it's all just a myth. Well, I've got my camera out. Here's a panorama. Woohoo! Hey, so that's the climb done. Now I am dropping down to the stream and then gentle climbing, going along the side of the hill and just make out the trail, and it's going around this big hill. Alright, on the lookout for bears. This is vanilla flavour and it is also yummy. This is by far the nicest tasting of the gels. As in the brand has the nicest tasting gels. Little downhill, then I got a steep uphill which I'm guessing is climbing up that. I actually see a section of track near the top. And another one there. Okay, so it's zigzagging up there and up. Way up there I can see the track going across the hill. Still a fair bit of climbing. And that's where I've just come from. Wow. Wow. You can see the trail. Ooh, zigzagging all the way down. From here it's 3,200 feet over 5 miles. So it's going to be a sustained steep descent on these beautiful mountains. Alright, there's our route down. Zigzag. Can't see where it's going, but I think it's dropping down that way. But it's 5 miles away. It's actually very hard to make out on my map. I need a larger scale map because these should be showing up beautifully, but they're not on gut hooks, so we'll see, because there's a zigzag there which is looking intimidating. Little flat bit, very short, lovely looking at the mountain across the big valleys. I think that is the trail going up the other side and then up and up, because we're zigzagging around that way and heading off down the hill that way, crossing a river and then coming back along the river and up a hill. Woo! That looks pretty impressive. Beautiful glacier on that mountain. Gorgeous. Wow. Beautiful. Wow. Look at the colours. It's just reflecting that blue sky that's out at the moment. Yeah, that is a beautiful lake. Just come down a bit. It's almost got a sort of a sandy beach down there. Might find a spot somewhere beside the lake for lunch. Alright, this is my beautiful place that I'm having lunch. It is pretty spectacular. And then we can have a look at what's behind me. Get some snowy mountains back there as well. Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. You know, it was such a gorgeous lake. Cold lake. She's a brave lady. The ripples coming out. This is Orca, and look at the ripples coming out in a perfect circle around her. That's pretty cool. This is my new favourite lake. This is Mika Lake, and it is just gorgeous and crystal clear. Really deep. Cold though, but oh wow, that is where I would like to come back to. There's my little pack. Yep, so yeah, I would definitely be quite happy just hanging out here for a little while, just taking in the beautiful lake. The couple that was at the lake there, they are the ones that camped with me last night. And I asked them, what time did they leave? 5:20 they left. Wow. So yeah, they're doing some long days. But they're so considerate when they left. The only thing I heard... Oop, let's get through here. So the only thing I heard... Whoop, stay on track. Alright. Yeah, the only thing I heard was once I heard the tent poles. And it must have been as they were just putting them together to put them into the bag. Apart from that, they were very silent. So it looks like they're the type that they start early and finish late, but they take nice long breaks when they get to pretty places. Ooh, look at that snowfield starting to come into view. So the guy confirmed that zigzag is where I'm going. By the guy, there's a guy I just met going up the hill. We just stopped for a quick chat. He's section hiking, going south. It's a long way down. I can see the track and it's above the river. In fact, I can see part of the zigzag of the track. But wow, that's a long way down to that river. Lots and lots of zigzagging, I'm assuming. There's a zigzag just down there. It's another quail. Sorry, not quail, grouse. At the risk of jinxing it, since dropping into the forest, the trail has been lovely. Nice gradient. I know I'm going downhill, but not painfully downhill. And relatively smooth. I expect as we get close to the bottom, it'll get a little steeper, but yeah, happy with this. And it's not frustrating like that 2,000 foot downhill or the day after Snoqualmie, where the gradient was just so gentle I didn't feel like I was making progress. This one, the gradient, I know I'm going down and I feel like I'm making progress, so it's, yeah, so far just perfect. Now saying that, it's probably gonna go horrible now. Little log bridge. Don't think I've seen so many switchbacks in one area. Keep in mind the scale for that one is half a mile. So many switchbacks. This is the hill that I'm about to start climbing. Woohoo! Yay! You can see some of the zigzags up there. It's pretty noisy. Alright, so that is the bottom. That downhill wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Now I have 2,800 feet climb over 5 miles. It was actually more downhill from the bridge, and that was to get us to this junction. Now, the junction that the track doesn't work anymore. But anyway, now the uphill starts. So there's a few things that are making this hill harder. Well, harder than a 2,800 foot hill already is. Firstly, it's in the open and there's a really hot sun beating down. So it is very, very hot. Another is the trail is often washed away in many places, making it fairly difficult to walk. And the other is the vegetation. It looks like there was some trail maintenance, but it's a while ago. And so a lot of the vegetation has grown back across the trail again. So I can't use my poles as efficiently as I would like. So that's going to make it more tiring on my legs. Well, but there's a nice snowfield to look up there. Maybe looking at that will make me feel a bit cooler. No wonder the river's so loud. It's got up a fair bit of momentum from the snow at the very top there.
Hi, I'm Linda Murphy. I'm from Collingwood, Ontario, Canada. My trail name's Diddley, and I'm a northbound hiker from the border of Mexico. Had to skip a little snow in the Sierras, but I'm almost to the Canadian border. Yay! If you'd like to follow my journey and become aware of domestic violence in your community and how you can help, please go to my YouTube channel. Just search Hiking Home for Shelter and that will take you there. I'm hiking home to Canada for victims of domestic violence, and I've raised almost all my goal of $25,000!
Well done!
Oh, and the donation site, if you would like to help support my local shelter and domestic violence prevention programs across Canada, go to tinyurl.com/hiking home for shelter.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, and thank you for hiking for such a good cause.
Hey, thanks Restless Kiwi.
So Diddley told me there are 36 switchbacks going up this hill, and she told me her count, and I've been counting since then, so I've done 26. 10 to go. And I was up there. No, sorry, that one. Woohoo! Wow, come a long, long way. Look like a sponge. Huge. And there's a live one up here. Oh, looks like it might be back in the forest for a while, which would be nice. It's hot. That's it for the switchbacks. Still climbing, but 0.6 of a mile to the top. But yes, that was 43 switchbacks. This is the view on this side. I think it's going to get better once I'm up and over this next little bump. Still climbing. Got to be getting close though. That's for a young girl going south. So that means today women outnumber men significantly. Yeah, today I've seen 3 men and 7 women. And there's one more woman not far ahead of me. Friend of Diddley. So that will be 8 women and 3 men. Wow. Sorry, no, 4 men. Woohoo! I am at the top of the hill. Yay! Now I get to go up and down for a little bit. One down, one up, and then there is a absolutely massive downhill. Alright, so I think the down is just going down to the stream and then coming up this hill, and then from there going down is a 3,000 foot drop. Alright. It's a pretty good view of where I'm going. So along through those white rocks, then along the base of the gravel, around, and then start climbing up the side of this hill, up to the saddle. That's a marmot hole. Lots of little streams in this area. I will hold off filling up with water. I'll do it by the campsite so I don't have to carry extra weight down the big hill. Oh, and I found out how I managed to catch the couple that had camped with me. Orca, the girl that was swimming, has got an injury, so she's going really slow because of that. Right, the other update was I never saw any bears this morning. So those 2 through hikers, I believe they're also actors hired by the Washington Tourism Board, and I must commend their costume department. Still no bears, or even deer. And because those guys had told me there was some, I was really looking hard. I was even stopping and peering off into all the meadows and that, but it must have been heating up, so they'd disappeared from the open back into the shelter of the trees. Oh, there's a massive mountain over there, solid snow. Not sure what that one is. Wow, that's beautiful. Now going around as these closer up mountains. Oh wow. Wow, wow, wow. So just going a little bit higher up and then I start the big downhill. Pretty much I'm going down this hill. I'm going to end up in the valley, and then there's a flat spot in there and there's a river. But both we follow around the hill and we head upstream for several miles, cross the river at a bridge, and then head back across, and then continue on. I'm not sure where we go from there. Another one. I think I'm going to get dizzy with all these switchbacks, or zigzags. They're pretty tight along here. It's quite a steep-sided hill that I'm going down. And the trail, it's widened a little bit here, but there's parts which are actually quite narrow. I'm not used to walking on narrow trail anymore, so every now and again I'm kicking my ankle, and that's the sore ankle that I kicked a rock into yesterday, so it's not very fun. Much better when it's nice and wide like this. This trail has spoilt me. I'm gonna struggle going home back to our tracks. Though I do love the New Zealand tracks. You gotta work for what you're doing. They're interesting and you've got to pay attention all the time, so they're different. Everything's got its advantages and disadvantages. Now we're talking wide and smooth. Woohoo! This is Vista Creek, and that means my tent site must be getting pretty close. Probably only 1 or 200 meters. Woo! And this is my tent site, and the good thing is I am the only one here. Woohoo! So I'm going to tuck in here. I found this in a hiker box, so I grabbed it to try, and the main reason I grabbed it, 180 calories, woohoo! So I'm going to add this to my noodles.